Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today, along with simple questions like why can Rindra not block, today we're going to ask an even more important question: when does set 5 come out? Because apparently it doesn't matter. You get to win tournaments set 5 as SecondBlue did this weekend in the Eye of Winter tournament with this deck that has got no new cards in it, which is pretty sweet. So what we're going to do today is take a look on the ladder. And for those of you who've not managed to pick up much of set 5, this could be a definite contender while people are still messing around and trying to figure out what it is exactly that they're trying to do. So, off we go. Okay, so we are on the draw. This hand is a little bit slow. We've got like a turn 2 removal spell into like a 3-1 cant block. So we're probably going to redraw this. This seems much better. We can't play the Snowcrust Yeti on 1, but hopefully we can fire off like the Duskblade on 2. And Duskblade is generally, I think, is like one of the better cards that we do have. So I might have a look and see if there's any new cards from this set that could potentially like join this deck, but don't think that. So now I've got this Cabal standard. We do have like 3s and 4s that I would like, but I suppose that Nightfall will help. So if I change my mind, say our opponent plays like a 2-1 or a 2-2 here, but I was going to play the Snowcrust just as like a blocker, and then we get to play the Cabal standard down, and then on 3 we get to play Duskblade, or maybe even like Bloodscent just to sort of bait out some sort of removal. Although we do have Nightfall going like for pretty much most of the game here, 3, 4, well 2, 3 and 4. Hopefully, if our opponent like gets rid of like unique removal spells, stuff like Torch, then things like Vanquish do look generally quite silly, apart from against Rindra, of course. I was a fan of this deck though, actually. I'm so tempted to just play both of these, but I think what we'll do is just play Duskblade. Then next time we'll just play these two. I think that seems fair. If this is some sort of like deck that might play mass removal, just having like 2 nuisance little 2-1s is probably going to be pretty good, to be honest. And now it's probably not very good. I didn't take a look see if this deck's just like jammed full of Rindra's choices, which is something I would expect because that's generally quite good. Also, I've not got any. Well, this could be a problem as we're going to be stonewalled here a little bit by the 3-2 here. I'm going to jump on Twitch, get my got the tab, get the old Twitch drops flowing for myself. And okay, so we've got a Berserk 4-4. We don't have any tricks here, so how about we just play the Cabal standard and just like double dip on Snowcrust Yetis. Not attacking because that trade is just too good for the opponent. I think us having this is just really good for us, honestly. We're probably doing a reset Nightfall next turn, but we'll probably go for Darkstalker. Just get the Berserk off as soon as possible, and I do generally prefer Rindra like later on. I do like the over one. But it's taking a hot minute to make their decisions here. Just kind of just like fast forward through this bit. Like the good old days of Magic the Gathering online videos where they used to be replays, you just like fast forward through them all. Okay, so I'm going to suspect that opponent's maybe setting up for like a Hashir rule here or something. Okay, so we're setting up blocking Aegis here. Okay, well, let's boot these two. Yep, this is fine. So opponent probably is setting up for that harsh rule next turn. So rather than playing Darkstalker, I do want to play Avisaur, so we are inclined to actually go for it. Although would sort of been okay getting this killed as well, because then we could just like Hornet Scream. It was just like a 8-ball out of nowhere. But this is good. Helps us get towards our 4 rats. Well, that's me told, because could have actually got away with that of Darkstalker. But this list got Dark Return in it. Okay, well, Diplosil not quite what we're looking for here. But let's just slam Darkstalker here. And just have a look at the list again. So There are 2 Dark Returns in the main, and obviously nothing in the board because we've got a Primal Merchant. But I'm looking forward to just walloping our opponent for 8 with this Arlo. Howling Peak, ouch. If we had like an additional power up, and we could have made a rapid shot to counter this gun down, but it looks like I'm going to be so lucky today. So opponent does get to kill servers next turn because otherwise the mirror image won't do anything. We could just use Harness Scream just to wallop this for 8. But I think I'm actually not too concerned about the rest of the modes on that, so I might just crack our opponent for 8 as it happens. So we can do 16 here. That seems good. Yeah, just crack our opponent for 16, and then this should be dead to... yep. And then swap our opponent. Get them down to 4. Like, they can not use mirror image, they're only going to be using like Caleb's favour. And then we're still pretty live to find like Merchant or some way just pushing through some damage. With like the Permafrost and the Annihilate, maybe we can just get through. Because our point is at 3 now, and we do have like quite a few ways of actually firing off some like little bits of chip damage, because we've got like a point here. Then if anything ever gets through, we get to kill our opponent. They do have access to maybe even Rizan in this deck, so we do need to be mindful of that, because we can't actually kill Rizan. We can Permafrost it, and then our opponent gets to mirror image the Permafrosted one, so they still get like a live active one there. That's not quite what we're looking for. Okay, so we're playing against Western Herald. This is sort of fine. So, actually, let's just annihilate this. There's no way for them to bring it back, is there? So we'll just Permafrost it and then annihilate it. And then I suppose I'll just fire the Amethyst Waystone. Actually, we can play Cobalt Waystone, can't we? And then play this, and then we can go Nightfall into Nightfall. Hopefully that'll kill our opponent. Yeah. So, Waystone Raider, then we've got a point there, and a point there. And that should be able to finish our opponent off. So weapons will be generally good here, because it will give our opponent a little bit of lives. So if they do have something like I don't know, like a Rune Hammer, it gains them an additional point. But making them use the mirror image here is good for us. It turns out that Annihilate did end up actually mattering here as well. I've actually been a huge fan of the opponent's deck, I'll be honest. I felt like he didn't really have many like actual hard interactive spells. But when I was playing it, I was sort of going all in on the combo. I wasn't really respecting the fact that it's actually just a mid-range deck that just so happens to be able to twin people out with like mirror image. But it's time for a cherry cola, so our opponent's deciding what to do. And I've got our carefully laid out plan just to burn him out with Nightfalls, hopefully. Because outside of Rizan, you know, they shouldn't have too many ways to burn out the others. And if they tap low and we draw like a Merchant, we can just go and grab like a Maul, just to give him the business, I guess. So we'll play Rindra. I'm going to play Dipple Seal because we are saving this as like a point of damage. So this will deal a point to our opponent. Not much in here is going to matter. They could get like the gun down again, which is fine, but you know, we've got Rapid Shot, which does counter the gun down. Caleb's not good as well. Maybe I put wheels so that they're able to like find an answer to this. Although the Western Herald's sort of like a good answer here actually, because it'll grab gun down, attempt to shoot us for 5. So hopefully I put wheels first. But actually they can't wheel first because yeah, if you push hand in your deck, not your deck into not your void. So we should be okay here. So it's on a tight edge of this. But unless our opponent can like just magically get like a hold up here to just be able to deal violence with Waystone, we should be in good shape. Our opponent's at 1 and we're just a Nightfall deck, so should have plenty of outs here. It's a little bit unfortunate because our opponent's sort of going through all these motions here, trying to figure out how they can win. Yep, Avisaur, not quite it. But I'll allow it. Yep, this is fine. So I assume they're going to try and go for maybe mirror image or something like that. But they probably want to hold up some sort of counter magic if they're expecting me to be playing Scream. Yes, it's fine. I don't mind. Take 1/2. You can do whatever it is you want as long as it's not gain life. Yep, you got it. It's so weird how this copies as well, because if this was still 2/5, it'd copy the next one as like a 2/8, but then at the end of the turn, both of the buffs would fizzle out. So, yep. And boop. So it's night. I guess that's it. Yep, and we got it. So there we go. There was no like visual indications to me that it was still night, so I was just like, did I miss it then? But, no, I guess not. Okay, well, just 1 power hand and not really nightfall, so we can't get away with that. I think we probably don't want like a minimum of 2 here realistically. This is okay. So this is another interesting one. We can have a turn 1 play, but if we do, that makes it hard for us to make the Duskblade. But we can also just like Permafrost on the next turn. I suppose we'd be live to draw like another power. Okay, well in this case, I'm going to play my favourite blocker ever. It's going to be hard for our opponent to get through that. And then if they like have to use spells to deal with it, it's just like, it's fine because we'll just Permafrost it afterwards. Okay, so Hojan, I will snap block. Don't you worry about me. Oh, even better. We get to suffocate it while the shields are down. Not a big fan of permafrosting things against Ricano anyway, just because they do get to have plate at some point, or maybe even reinvigorate. So I suppose let's play Duskblade. And I think, let's have a look at the power base just to see what's more important, of Shadow or Primal. It looks like everything outside of Rindra is actually single. Yeah, so we'll prioritize. Let's have a look what we've got in terms of most of. Also got more Shadow than Primal. So let's pick Primal, because we've got more Shadow sources in the deck to draw. So yeah, probably like torched out thing, but that's fine. Just let's figure out what was for the best. There we go, so it worked out fine, okay. Crest Cunning, yeah, don't need any more power. Just play this little dude Reno. Can just like out of nowhere deal like 1,000,000 to our opponent. Well, 14. But let's see what our opponent's got here. Like, if they played another 1-drop, I'd be pretty happy because I'd just be able to attack in. Well, drew power anyway. So we effectively would have got that 5th power no matter what, because we would have just crested that to the bottom. Let us, I feel perma this. Let's know if our opponent's got a fast spell. Looks like they've not. So let's just go for it. Just deal for 1,000,000 damage. We could have waited, but just I'd try to get it out of the way like as soon as possible while our opponent's not got a torch but it blows out, or any other nonsense, and we can deal with like the next 2 plays anyway. So I got perma this, cracking for free. Just playing like the good old like Feln tempo sort of deck here. Would really like some sort of Nightfall here, just to be able to keep drawing us into some gas. Like I've probably got like 1,000,000 cards anyway. Ooh, one of them's going to be a big boy as well. It's going to get +5/+2. That's just a wall power opponent for another 5 points here. Then if we Nightfall and find like another point of Nightfall, we should have them dead. A little bit concerned about if our opponent finds like a Whirling 2-0 with like the +5/+2. That'd be pretty bad for us. But just Falcon Force is fine. Probably silences here. We kill it and then kill our opponent. That sounds good to me. So I guess this deck is just still generally efficient then. Yeah, so opponents have no point like hiding it. We'll just blow up the thing now. So 1 power hand, so off it goes. Just a nice redraw there. And yeah, this seems sort of fine. If we hit our third power, then we're going to be able to go off here. I think as well in Nightfalls we can probably get away with going to 6 actually. So let's play the old 3-1 arena. So Crest Chaos could be like FGS playing against. Okay, so it's like well, Grixis. Don't think this faction it's got a charm yet, has it? So we don't know. Well, I'm just gonna go for it. No reason not to. My Decklist has got so much removal. I'd just rather get value off the Berserk as soon as possible. This deals 6 and then eats a removal spell. Like, that's fine. It's like 2 cost, deal 6, discard a card. It's a good spell in an aggressive deck. So I guess we still call this deck Grixis. We've got like answers to Vara here with Permafrost and Annihilate. Usually that's enough to sort of get the job done. We don't have to worry about any hard sweepers. We do have, as we saw in the first game, like a hard counter to peak as well, because we do have like rapid shots. Well, not quite what we're looking for. Maybe we should have gone to 6 here. But we do have like a threat in play. Could have guessed there's no like power in the market. Yep, this is fine. It's like you can have a big girl if you want. Let's Annihilate it. We'll respond to the trigger, give it Annihilate. Because then it stays a 3-4 in there, and we'll skip that. Yeah, I'll choose not to sacrifice, thank you. You can have a 3-4. Rather than letting it just like get progressively bigger. This is gets to be a bit of a nuisance though. Because if they manage to like rebuild this, like Dark Turn it, play it, we can't kill it and play something else. Bit of a nuisance. You've got 5-6. We have to attack into, so do have to be a little bit careful here. Let us perm this. Still not drawn that third power, which is a bit of a nuisance, but our opponent is at 10. So we still managed to do a lot of damage. Okay, so our opponent's playing the old combination deck of Cobalt, Waystone and multiple Varas. So big fan, big fan. Oh, and this guy as well. Well, let's just wallop our opponent for free here. They get to block it for free. I suppose we'll just Dark Turn it. We've got 4-2. Can't play until next turn, which is a little bit sad, but our opponent does now get to start drawing a bunch of cards. And sadly, we can't block it because for some reason Elves can't block. As I don't know why. Uh-oh. Now, if this is Mirror Image on Vara, we're probably dead. Yeah, because it's like a 5-6. 7-11. Well, maybe a 7-9, won't it? Or 7-8. So I think we can probably write this game off. One that we perhaps should have gone to 6 on, but I give it another draw step. We don't draw a power next turn, but it's going to call it a day because our opponent's going to be drawing 2 cards a turn, 3 cards a turn. And eventually we'll just find like another Howling Peak and a copy of this one. It's like +6 and just like discard it to hand size every time. Not the life total just doesn't really matter when you can never get any damage through. Oh. Well, that is not what I expected. Like a 6 power lifesteal Trump Feast Caller. Ouch. Give him the old interesting strategy, and then I'll probably just concede on the spot, to be honest. Don't want to see minutes card. I think we're okay. I think we're doing okay. Ouch. Okay, well, we're on the draw. We've got like a handful of free drops, but we don't have the power to play everything. And we can get the market. We can actually double dip in the market quite a lot if we do flood because of the just like Hornet Scream back merchant. So do you like the hand? But we're on the draw. We've not really got much to sort of pressure our opponent with in the early game. But we've also not got that many 2-drops anyway. So I think we'll keep it. This is a close one, I think. I think you're probably like mostly supposed to just redraw that. Okay, so always lucky, etc. Just get a little Snowcrust G right off the top. You know, not a bad little guy. Not a massive fan of it though. Whoa, grenading drone. Good. Well, I guess no attacks or blocks because I ain't using a rapid shot here. It's like no chance. Into assembly line. What was that point? Hate us. It's like, good job, Snowcrust Yeti. Well done. Well, we're going to play Flyer, and then we're going to give that Flyer Berserk and hope that that is enough. Because we've got 3, 7, 14 damage in the air. Not bad. Oh, and I'll torch my Flyer. Doomed. Well, I suppose we're blocking because we're never attacking against like this mono Grendin's deck. Okay, Rindra. So you're saying there's a chance. Well, you're saying there's not a chance because you dip below seal. So what can we do here? Well, Maul could be good later. Annihilate's not going to be good. Maybe they've probably got Kenner, but like, where is it? So, I think we'll Haunting Scream. Because then we can at least like get some damage with Bloodscent, and also just like draw a card just to sort of dig us towards a Shadow Cell for Rindra. And yeah, we've got to block again. Combustion Cell into like End of Hostility's copying our Rindra could be a pain. Well, it's just screaming for value, I guess you'd say. Do we just actually gift a battle here? I don't think we do. We'll just crack our opponent for 3 points. Just try and draw towards a Shadow Source because if we can get Berserk on Rindra, we should be in real good shape actually because we've just got like a 10, 18 powers worth of lifesteal. We're pretty close to dead and do need to get this out like pretty much next turn. I think is the last turn we can actually play it. Whoa. Okay. Well, no Shadow Source, so we are dead. Well, let's scoop up, go to the last game. But yeah, looking forward to playing that Rindra out, but the power base didn't quite cooperate there. Okay, so we just played a few games there. As you can see, it's just gone dark. Uncharacteristically early because it is only 4 o'clock. But yeah, I think that's still cool. It's got like a lot of things going on. If you've not collected much of set 5, this is probably pretty easy to put together. Of course, you saw the games were pretty close in the 2 at the end that we lost. One of them I think we probably would have won if we'd have just gone to 6. Because if we'd have been able to play our spells, our Howling Peak opponent would have probably just died because they didn't really do anything until they made like a lifesteal General Feast Call or whatever it is that they did, some sort of nonsense. But yeah, that's cool. I probably won't run this back for a while now, unless like there's some more technology that goes on in terms of like a Haunted Scream deck. But there's a lot to do with the sites, and I'm probably going to be playing some sort of like the sort of Grixis deck I think people are playing this weekend. The one with Diesel's office, that seems pretty cool. But anyway, I've been that results. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.